Welcome back to Podcast Unlocked. You are watching our live episode recapping the ID at Xbox showcase presented by IGN that you just watched. We're so happy to partner with Microsoft there and the ID at Xbox team to bring you looks at a whole bunch of games. And we do mean a whole bunch. I should have counted. I did not actually count. I have pages and pages of notes, but there were a lot of video games, a lot of them looking super cool. We started with one of our favorites there, which was Lost Records Bloom and Rage. But let's keep talking about some other stuff. Stella, I'll go to you here. What else jumped out at you that you want to talk about for a couple minutes?
Sure. You know what? I think we kind of have to point out Pal World. I mean, that's a game that I sank like 80 hours into with the first weekend it came out. So I'm really happy to see it getting updates. I was a little bit worried. I think a lot of players were actually kind of worried about Pal World because the developer had this track record of starting projects and then kind of stepping away from them when it didn't really seem to be working out for them. But Pal World was such a huge success upon launch that I think they finally found their stride with, you know, implementing updates, even if it was like little patch notes here and there before this massive update comes out. So I'm really glad that they're continuing to support it, that they haven't given up. And this does seem like they are setting a sort of precedence with their players on what to expect with the game. Because I again, like a lot of people were worried that, oh, what if they don't upgrade this? What if they also step back from this? Who knows? So it does make me happy that there's more content coming. There are new pals. It seems like there's going to be new guns, which is really fun. Energy-based weapons, and then also a flamethrower. I mean, that's cool. I think the frog is super cute. I don't know what he does, but he is so cute. So I'm really happy that they haven't run out of ideas yet, that they've been continuing to update this. It will be interesting though, because I know that the player base did drop off just a little bit because there were a ton of like survival games that came out. But I definitely am going to keep an eye on the numbers to see how many people come back for this specifically.
Yeah, I mean, well, to give them some credit, and it's a reminder to everybody watching. I mean, if you're not currently playing Pal World, this has been the biggest hit of the year for Xbox so far. This thing has been huge, console exclusive, really got the year off to a strong start for Xbox. But yeah, it's there's, in fairness to the development team, there's almost nowhere to go but down for their player count after where they launched off to at the start of the game, you know, when the game launched. But yeah, this update, I have in my notes, the new pals are a nunchuck wielding frog, a turkey looking thing, a bunny samurai (parentheses I think) and a weird reptile thing with a mushroom on its head and tail that looks completely harmless. So those are, I presume that those are really perfect descriptions. I'm sure you can't possibly know. They're the worst descriptions I could have possibly come up with while watching this. But
well, I'd love to see you name all these pals just based off those descriptions.
Yeah, I mean, I love the sort of, you know, the sort of Japanese garden here, the setting. Like it looks great. I mean, PlayStation had Helldivers 2 that's been its sort of big indie hit to start the year, and Xbox has Pal World. So, Stella, do you think you're going to go back in when this update drops?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm definitely going to. I think I needed a good time away from survival PvE games, and now I can go back in and do it. But I'm so sad they actually apologized for this, which is the funniest thing. So they patched out the ability to catch dungeon bosses because you were able to do that, and then you could use them as your pals, which I mean, I totally did. But anyway, so you could do that. But they were like, hey, we accidentally fixed that. We're so sorry, but we didn't mean to, so don't be mad at us. And I thought it was just the funniest thing because the community was like, no, we get it. It's fine, but that's just funny that you were never planning on fixing it. So I think they have a really good relationship with their community, and I love all of the communication they've been doing. And each time they do an update, they have so many details on their patch notes and like blog posts. So I'm definitely going to jump back into this because I like supporting them.
Taylor, what I know about you is that you play pretty much every video game, and I say that with the absolute highest of compliments. So have you dove into Pal World? And if so, how have you been enjoying it, and what did this update trailer do for you?
So the when I first played it, I was at a friend's house, and he was just vibing with it. He was showing me his base, and then I was like, okay, let me give this a whirl. And I was kind of enamored. I was like, wow, okay, this is so much more than just Pokemon with guns, because I know that was what it's nicknamed for the longest time. So, but I haven't had a chance to actually start my own file. But seeing this trailer today, I really want to play it now, especially because I really like the little mushroom pal. And so I want to wait for that and just get one because he just walks around like a little goofy goober. And I want to build my own base because I remember I had wrote a story. I think it was like a few months ago. Someone built like an entire city for their base in Power World, and I was like, wait, you can do this type of thing? And so I really can't wait to see what kind of building and crafting and stuff like that I could do with it, because the last time I kind of felt invested in building like a base really detailed was actually Fallout 4. So,
well, if you want to get ready for this update, you've got a little bit of time. It's April, and this update is out sometime in the summer there, according to the end of the trailer. So you've got a little time to get your own save file going and get your feet wet, get ready to go. Next, I want to jump. Let's see here. There's so much on this list. Well, I'll go. One of you, I think it might have been Taylor. One of you mentioned the Jackbox Naughty Pack before we started recording. So let's go to that. Which of you was that again that wanted to talk about that one that jumped out at you as one of your favorites? Taylor raising her hand. All right, a party game that's made just for adults. The live action trailer, which we're looking at again now, was very, very goofy. I thought it was very funny. So, Taylor, talk to us about the market need here for an adults only Jackbox Naughty Pack.
So I have all the Jackbox Party Pack games. I want to disclose that because I played it all the time when I was in college with my friends. Every now and then I'll do a game night, and usually we're playing Jackbox. Sometimes we do PowerPoint parties, but it's mostly Jackbox. So when I saw that they were going to do a Naughty Pack, I was like, oh wow, this is so cool. It's kind of like when Apples to Apples was like the longest thing, and that was like a fun game. But then Cards Against Humanity came out, and I was like, oh, that's just basically Apples to Apples Naughty Pack in a sense. So now that Jackbox is finally giving us an adult-oriented party pack, I can't wait to see what they're going to do. I mean, the party pack games are always goofy and just as goofy as the trailers, if not more. So I don't know what type of raunchy content we're going to get or what kind of mini games they're going to throw in this, but I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to check it out.
Stella, are you going to bust this out with friends?
100%. 100%. I think they finally realized, they're like, you know what? We wanted this to be inclusive to everyone, but then like they realized most of the people that play these games are adults who are just really messed up. So I'm really glad they're leaning fully into this, because I cannot tell you the amount of times I've done like community game nights and Jackbox has come out, right? Listen, even if you try real hard to suppress all the naughty things, people will find a way around them, all right? They do. So I'm really glad they're leaning into this. I think it's going to be really fun. I really enjoy Jackbox because it's really open to like anyone to play. It's so great. There's so many different games, and they're also really cheap too. Like you can always get bundles for their games, and it's such a fun party game. I'm really excited. I did not think I was going to see another Jackbox party game coming out. I'm legit. It was never, for some reason, it never crossed my mind that they could put out another one. So really happy they are.
I think this will be hilarious. I think it'll be great. I'm looking forward to breaking it out at dinner parties and adult friend nights. But
Wednesdays.
I do want to make it a request. If Microsoft is listening to this, watching this, can we get a return for Seen It, the movie trivia game that had the special buzzer controllers? That, no disrespect to Jackbox, it's earned its success, but watching this trailer did make me think about and miss Seen It. Back when I worked at Official Xbox Magazine, we always had a ton of fun with those games. I'll shout out to my friend Dan Amrick, who's a huge game show nerd. He loved those games. The fact there was an official like first party Xbox buzzer controller was just so good, and we need that back in our lives. So Microsoft. Could
you imagine if somebody made a Seen It, but it was called Play It, and it was just video game trivia?
Ooh.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hit me up, Phil. I got ideas.
Let's do it. All right. Let's go next to. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say we've got another break coming up in 2 minutes. So I want to talk about 33 Immortals for that time before we have to throw to another quick break and take another pause. So I'll just hog the stage here for a second, only to say that I had the chance with Destin, who unfortunately couldn't be here today because he is sick as a dog. We wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he's feeling better. 33 Immortals is a game that Destin and I got to play together with the developers after the Xbox showcase last year. So this has been in the works for a while, and it played great a year ago, or almost a year ago. And then they're still, they're putting the final polished touches on it. The closed beta is launching very soon, less than 1 month, May 24th, launching into Game Pass as well. And it is just a really compelling co-op game. Like you might think, 33, that can't possibly work. That's just got to be a chaotic mess. No, it actually works in my experience, where there are cool mechanics, which you see a lot of in the trailer too. My monitor's over here, so if I'm pointing over there, that's why. There are these co-op mechanics where it'll just give you these visual clues of, hey, one person's going to use their, I forget what it's actually called, but a super, like, just everybody else stand over here to help out with this. And you see here they're fighting Lucifer here, the boss that's showing off. And I just had, like, I came into this game thinking, all right, I'll sit down and play it. I don't know anything about it. We'll check it out. And I walked away really impressed by the way that it organically and very naturally encourages co-op play in this. So, Stella, when you watched this trailer, what were your thoughts on 33 Immortals?
I thought it was just going to be chaos, so I'm a little disappointed it's not. But as someone who is a newfound enjoyer of Diablo-like games, I am all for trying this. I think it'd be really fun to see just how many people you can get into, because listen, I don't know if I know 33 friends. It's like, how am I going to have like a whole lobby of friends? So I'm very curious to see what the community is going to be like when this comes out. So I'm curious. I don't know if I'm going to be good at this game, but if you'll have me, I will try my best to play support, because I love playing support in these kinds of games.
Well, the good part is it's going right into Game Pass. So if you need help with the upping that friend count, they've got it. They'll have a built-in audience thanks to Game Pass. All right, we'll talk more 33 Immortals and so many other games here in just a second. We'll be right back with more on Podcast Unlocked here immediately following all of our reactions to the ID at Xbox showcase presented by us, IGN.